Hey everyone, Zachary Staruch here with the Pelican Team Real Estate in Fort Myers, Florida. We're officially at week 8 of the 90 Days to Becoming a Homeowner Challenge. Can you believe it? We're so close to the end of 2020, thank goodness, and we're almost at the end of the challenge too. This week, let's talk about what's happening as we prepare to head to the closing table. Now, if you're not taking part in the challenge, but you've thought about buying your first home, you should definitely check out the previous videos in this series before watching this one. If you're watching this video on YouTube, you can click right up here and you can see that entire playlist. And of course, please do me a gigantic favor, smash that like button and leave a question or a comment just down below in the comments, even if it's just letting me know where you're watching this from, as it really helps with the YouTube and Facebook algorithms. Thank you. Now, after inspections are done, we wait for the mortgage lender to give us 3 magic words: clear to close. This means the mortgage underwriter has officially approved all of the documentation required to fund the loan, and will generally take 3 to 4 weeks or so, assuming you've got them all the paperwork and the information they've asked for. After we've got that clear to close, all that remains now is the actual closing process. Now here's what's going to be happening while we wait to hear those 3 magic words. The purpose of the appraisal is to have an independent third party verify the value of the property for the lender and to protect the buyer from overpaying. The contract may be contingent upon whether or not the appraisal comes in at or above the purchase price. If the appraisal comes back short, well, we head back to the negotiating table. An appraisal will usually cost around $400 to $500 and is paid for by the buyer before it's completed. If you're getting a loan from a bank, there's no way around getting an appraisal done. The survey is a drawing showing the map of the property, including all of the property lines, boundaries, easements, and other things. The survey will show if there's any encroachments on the property or other physical aspects that you should be concerned about. For example, while the property owner will own the entire property, a local utility company may have an easement to access certain parts of the property, which can prevent you from building anything in certain places or otherwise preventing them from accessing that part of the property. For your typical half-acre lot, expect to pay a few $100s for a survey, and the price will go up as the property size increases. But the good news is that if the previous owners already have a survey, that can often be used for your closing, and therefore you won't need to pay for a new one. The title company will conduct a title search to ensure the property is legitimate, that it's actually owned by the seller, and to find out if there's any outstanding mortgage liens, judgments, unpaid taxes, or any other restrictions, also known as clouds. This would impact your ownership associated with the property and your right to use it. Title fees are paid as part of your closing costs and do not need to be paid for upfront like an appraisal does. Furthermore, you're going to need 2 different title insurance policies to protect the bank and as well as yourself if any title issues come up in the future. If you're getting a mortgage, the bank will require you to get a title insurance policy to protect them, but that's not going to protect you. So you're going to want to make sure you get your own title policy as well. The good news is that in Lee County, the seller traditionally pays for the title insurance policy, so the buyer doesn't need to worry about getting it. But you do need to verify it's included in the contract before you sign, which at this point was weeks ago, so plan ahead. So that's about it. This video is a little shorter than the others so far in this series because during this time frame, you're really not doing much except waiting for the clear to close. Next week, we're going to talk about what happens on closing day, so be sure not to miss that video. In fact, click that subscribe button down below, as well as the little bell next to it so you're notified whenever I post a new video about real estate and life in Southwest Florida. And remember, if buying your first home was one of your 2020 goals, or you're hoping that 2021 is the year, please join us on my 90 Days to Become a Homeowner Challenge. There's absolutely no cost, and it starts whenever you want it to, so click that link down below and sign up. And of course, you can always call, text, or email me with any questions about real estate or life in Fort Myers and Southwest Florida. I'm always glad to help. I will see you next week.